Can you believe it? We're now over halfway through 2024, and you've certainly overcome your fair share of challenges to get here. Before we blindly rush into the second half of the year, it's important to take a step back and reflect on our journey so far. Today, we're diving into the power of a mid-year reset, how to reflect, refocus, and realign our lives for an amazing rest of 2024. Everyone knows that doing a yearly reflection going into the new year can be a powerful tool, but what if you could double the amount of these beneficial insights to accelerate your path towards your goals? Trust me, this simple practice could be a game changer by adding an additional positive inflection point into your year. 7 months ago, while I was just trying to pass the time and wasn't writing anything down, I watched a video just like this one about reflections. I came back to it over a month later, this time with pen and paper, and it set me on a path after doing that reflection to creating this very channel. So I encourage you to pause the video and really think about all of the different exercises as we do them together, and preferably write them down. But like me, if you can't take the time to do that right now, no worries. Just listen along this time around, think about your answers, and come back with a pen and paper whenever you're ready. This mid-year reset will have 3 sections: a reflection, setting your goals, and creating a plan. Each section will have just 3 short prompts. So let's get started. Just as with crafting your New Year's resolutions, it's important to start with a reflection. The first prompt is, where have you experienced success or positive progress? This could be something as large as getting promoted, or something on the micro level like eating a salad once a week. The key here is to identify where you're making genuine progress in areas important to you in life, big or small. I encourage you to take a moment and sit with a feeling of gratitude towards yourself for making this positive progress. You are truly doing amazing things, so it's important to congratulate yourself for these achievements. For instance, while I'm not sure I'd call it a success, I have made positive progress in my life by starting this YouTube channel. I hope to continue on this progress by bringing you all wellness and productivity tips to empower you in your everyday life. Now that you've covered your successes, you can move on to, where have you experienced failure or challenges? It's just as important to recognize our shortcomings and progress to be made as it is to enjoy our successes. I encourage you not to catastrophize here, but to be genuinely honest with yourself on areas of your life where difficulty has arisen throughout this year. The last prompt in the reflection is, how have you grown and learned from these experiences? While 6 months might not seem like a lot of time, I guarantee that you've personally changed over the course of this year. What do you know now that you didn't before? How are you stronger than in 2023? For your negative feelings and failures, you can ascribe 1 or 2 silver linings for each one. If a particular experience is too recent and painful to do so, I recommend setting a reminder for the beginning of 2025 to do a proper reflection. For myself, I didn't get chosen for a program in my work that I really wanted to do. While this was definitely a negative experience, there are some silver linings here, such as the fact that I didn't need to move and I can focus more on YouTube. Through this year, I've learned so much about the world and myself, and I know you have too. Before we dive into turning this reflection into tangible goals and actions that you can take for the rest of your year, I kindly ask that if you gained any value from this video, that you please do subscribe. Time is our most valuable resource, and it would truly mean the world if I've earned the few moments it takes to subscribe. Now that we've properly reflected on the first half of 2024, let's set our sights to the future. The next section is about setting goals to ensure that you have the most successful second half of the year possible, whatever that means to you. The first prompt is, what do you want the rest of the year to feel like? This could involve choosing a few words or phrases that you want to represent the rest of your 2024. Will they be 6 months of growth, of grit, of success? And how do you want to feel as you take these next steps? You could want the rest of the year to feel empowering, joyful, relaxing, or otherwise. Now that you know how the rest of the year will feel, let's drill down a bit by responding to, what areas of your life will you be prioritizing over the next 6 months? You could focus on your work by prioritizing your mission, growth, or income. You could focus on your relationships by prioritizing romance, friendships, or your family life. You could even just focus on your health for your mind, body, or soul. While you can do anything, you can't do everything. So I encourage you to set aside 3 or 4 areas that you want to prioritize for the rest of the year. Lastly, now that you have your priorities laid out, you can answer, what do you want to accomplish or stop doing by the end of 2024? Using guidance from your responses to how you want the year to feel, Now is the time to set some tangible goals for each of your priority areas. As you do, I encourage you to make them all SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. I'll especially emphasize the measurable aspect of SMART goals, so that way you can objectively measure your progress throughout the year. I want the rest of the year to feel a little bit uncomfortable as I continue on my path of learning and personal growth and prioritize the mission aspect of my work and hobbies. Given this, I have a goal of creating a wellness and productivity related video every 2 weeks for the rest of the year. That's 12 videos in 6 months. With the second part of the prompt, it's important to recognize the things that you want to stop doing. What are some of the key roadblocks stopping you from becoming the version of yourself that you desire? This could be an addiction, chronic procrastination, unhealthy eating, or anything else. Now really do some thinking here. What exactly do you want to achieve and overcome before 2025? Before discussing how to actually turn these goals into reality, I'd love to hear about some of the goals that you have for the rest of the year. Feel free to write down 1, 2, or 10 examples in the comments below. I'd love to hear about what you're going to achieve in the next 6 months. Now that you have a thorough reflection of the past and actionable goals for the future, let's make a plan of action for the rest of the year. Firstly, we need to cement your why by answering, if you accomplish all of your goals, how will you feel and what will you be like at the end of the year? There is no way to accomplish your goals without a strong why. I find that the best way of doing this is by envisioning yourself after you achieve these goals. Will you feel content, energized, self-confident? And will you be more wise, financially stable, or deeply connected with your loved ones? For each one of your goals, you'll ascribe something that you want to be and feel after accomplishing them. For instance, if I achieve my goal of posting every other week on YouTube for the rest of the year, I'll feel connected with this wonderful community and finally be comfortable talking in front of a camera. Now we'll be breaking down your goals into manageable chunks. What are the intermediate goals that build up to your overarching goals? For instance, if you want to read 6 books in 6 months, then you know that you need to read 1 book per month. That's great, but let's dive even deeper. If an average book is 300 pages, that means that you need to read 75 pages a week or just over 10 pages a day. Now your seemingly towering goal has been broken down into manageable achievements that you can stack on top of each other. This can apply to all of your goals, no matter the subject area. Lastly, let's define your next steps by answering, what small actions can you do right now to bring you closer to your goals? With the book reading goal, you can plan out the top 10 books that you want to read ahead of time, so that way you can easily choose from them over the next several months. You can get a library card right now, so that way you can quickly and easily get these books when you're ready for the next one. You can make contingency plans for when things go wrong. What are you gonna do when you miss a day reading? The keys here are to immediately gain momentum towards your goals, reduce the chance of getting off track, and prepare for the challenges along the way. Congratulations! If you've made it this far, you truly deserve to be congratulated. You just completed an activity that sets yourself up for success in the areas you care most about for the rest of the year. If you didn't write down your answer to these prompts, I encourage you to save this video to watch again later for when you have the time to do so. You might not have noticed it, but you literally have a superpower. You share this amazing ability with superheroes of the present and past, like the Dalai Lama and even Shakespeare. Not only that, but during this mid-year reset, I secretly guided you towards honing these skills. To find out what your superpower is and unlock its secrets towards living a better life, watch the video on screen now. I'll see you there.